Hey, it's episode 153 of Captain's Quarters podcast. It is September 16th, 3 days out from Talk Like a Pirate Day, and we're glad you're here joining us on our show. Sponsored by our biggest sponsor,
Hello.
the Pirate and Treasure Museum of St. Augustine, ladies and gentlemen. And
Hello.
we do have a birthday guest coming in. I see her popping in now. Hi, there's the Pirate and Treasure Museum. And look at that. There's Scarlett Dearheart. Happy birthday to you, doll.
Thank you.
Hi. Talk Like a Pirate Day birthday kid. All right. Now,
Yep.
some people that might be watching us or will watch us or tune in, they're going to wonder, did your mom and dad know that that was Talk Like a Pirate Day?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I might be a little older than the holiday.
Well, you don't have to tell me that. You can lie. You're a pirate. It's all right.
I am. How old am I? When was it invented again?
About 24 years ago.
So I'm
you're-
24.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Very good. Well, happy birthday to you. And for those that don't know, you have been on every show in the week of Talk Like a Pirate Day. So this is
Yes,
your,
I have.
let's see, we did it in 20, 21, 22, 23. So this is your fourth appearance.
I think so, yes.
I think you have more appearances than anybody else on our show now.
I feel very special now.
You should. Very good. And something special has happened in your life over the last couple of what? Hold your hand up. Let's see. Yes, Scarlett Dearheart got married.
Yes, I did.
Look at that. There's a good picture of you guys getting all hitched up. Very good. All right. Now, how's married life?
I tell everybody the same thing. It's about the same as dating life. We've been together so long, nothing's actually changed.
No, not at all. You're just now more legal.
Yes. And now, instead of just Scarlett Dearheart, I am Scarlett Dearheart Olavincia.
Wow. There's a mouthful for you.
It's not going to fit on the license. I think I'm just going to stick with Dearheart.
Yeah, you might as well just stick with Dearheart. Alias, and then the other. You could put the other one in there. Well, it's good to have you. All right. And you've been on the show so many times, it's almost like you are part of the show anyway. So during the show, if you have questions or anything you want to throw them out there. Be a part of the show, okay?
Absolutely. You know I have no problem keeping my mouth shut.
I do know that. Absolutely true. I do know that. How long have we been friends now? At least, 10 years?
A lot. Not quite 10 years. Probably closer to about 7.
All right. 7 it is. I'll take that. I see Parlay 8 is in the room. I see Jim Neuenfeld in the room. I see Will the Historian, Zachary Harker. And we'll get to everybody there in just a few minutes. But as we always like to start off our show, Davey, how do we kick it off? We tell everybody how to find us on YouTube. There's the QR code, ladies and gentlemen, Captain's Quarters Podcast. Go to that QR code. Go to our channel. Like us. Follow us. Subscribe to us. Now, everybody tells me subscribing is important. Following is really important. But to me, I just like it when everybody likes me. But do all three. That way you're on board for everything that's going on. And we always jump right into 8 Bells, sponsored by the Rikers family of reenactors. They do Spanish, they do colonial, they do pirate, and they do Ren Fair. They do it all, ladies and gentlemen, with a flair and with good historical actuality. So we want to commend them always, and they are now our sponsors again. Here we are with 8 Bells. Davey, how many do we have this week?
8.
8. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. All right. I'm close enough now to read it. Let's see what we got. John Cassaday was an American comic book artist, writer, and television director. He was best known for his work on the critically acclaimed Planetary with writer Warren Ellis, Astonishing X-Men with Joss Whedon, and Captain America with John Ryber, and Star Wars with Jason Aaron. Cassaday's art appeared in an episode of HBO First Look, a 2003 documentary about the making of the Daredevil film. 2007 Spike TV Scream Award for the Best Comic Book Artist. As an actor, Cassaday appeared in small roles in 2012 horror film House on the Hill and ITV Playhouse. He was 52 years old. Wow. Frankie Beverly was an American singer, songwriter, and producer known primarily for his recordings with the soul and funk band Maze. In 2019, Beverly's hit single with Maze, Before I Let Go, was covered by an American singer, Beyonce, as a bonus track on her fifth live album, Homecoming, the live album. Despite nerves, oh, despite never achieving, I'm going to have to get new glasses. I can see it now. Despite never achieving massive commercial success, Frankie Beverly and Maze remained icons of classic soul music. He was 77 years old. Chadwick Stephen McQueen, an American actor, film producer, martial artist, and race car driver. He was the only son and last living child of actor Steve McQueen. McQueen began his career as a film actor, playing the character Dutch in The Karate Kid and The Karate Kid 2. His further acting work included main roles in direct-to-video action films, including Martial Law, Death Ring, and Red Line. His professional racing career started in the Sports Car Club of America. He was 63 years old. Carl Michael Moline was an American comic book artist who was the co-creator of Frey, along with Joss Whedon. He provided the artwork for Frey, as well as the associated Frey-centric story and Tales of the Slayers. In 2001, he signed an exclusive contract with CrossGen, where he penciled the horror book Route 666. In 2008, he returned to Dark Horse and Buffy to pencil the Frey storyline in Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 8, number 16 through 19, Time of Your Life. He was 51 years old. Tommy Cash, an American country musician. His elder brother was Johnny Cash. He joined United Artists Records and just missed the country top 40 in 1968 with Sounds of Goodbye. In late 69, while on Epic Records, he delivered his biggest hit, a tune dedicated to John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr., entitled Six White Horses. In 1970, he had a pair of top 10 singles, One Song Away and Rise and Shine, written by Carl Perkins. Cash also acted in 2016 film The River Thief. He was 84 years old. Joseph Paul Schmidt, an American professional football player and coach. He played as a linebacker on the National Football League for the Detroit Lions for 13 years, from 53 to 65. He won 2 NFL championships with the Lions in 53 and 57, and between 54 and 63, he played in 10 consecutive Pro Bowl games and was selected each year as a first-team All-Pro player. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 73. From 67 to 72, Schmidt was the head coach of the Detroit Lions. He was 92 years old. Stephen Garrett Gregg, an American competition swimmer. He won silver medals in the 200-meter butterfly event at the 76 Olympics, 75 Pan American Games, and 73 and 78 World Championships. After graduating from North Carolina State University, he defended a PhD in exercise biochemistry and physiological at University of California, Berkeley, and eventually settled in Chicago area with his family. He was 68 years old. Oh, this is a surprise. Toriano Admiral Tito Jackson was an American musician. He was an original member of the Jackson Five, later known as the Jacksons, who rose to fame in the late 60s and 70s with the Motown label, and later had continued success with the group on the Epic label in the 1970s and 80s. Tito began a solo career in 2003, performing as a blues musician. Throughout his career, he was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of the Jackson Five. He was 70 years old. That's a shame that Tito was passed on. And that should be it, right, baby? Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we raise a glass, a toast, to honor those that have passed, their fans and their families. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 bells. Very good, Davey. I noticed something in all of those. Both those comic book writers passed on at the age of 51 or 52. I wonder if it's because of the ink. Conspiracy theory. Okay, never mind. Let's see. What else do we have? We have on the books Joke of the Week with Minnie Mayhem. Now, last week you caught me good. That was a good joke. We actually talked about it with some of our celebrity friends. Can you top that one, Minnie Mayhem? Let's see what you got.
Ahoy, mates! Minnie Mayhem here with Joke of the Week, sponsored by Salt City Comics. Why did the pirate captain always fly his flag upside down? Think about it, and I will give you the answer at the end of the show.
All right, your job depends on it. Very good. What's the quote of the week by Spyglass Travel? Ladies and gentlemen, if you want a good walking tour of St. Augustine, the oldest city in the nation, Spyglass Travel will give you a great walking tour. Not only will you get good information and good history about the oldest city, but because of the length of this walking tour, you'll get good cardio exercise. A plus in this day and age. What is our quote of the week? The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Amelia Earhart. That's a good one. I like that. Very good. And then we move on to National Day of. Now, there are 6 of them, ladies and gentlemen. So pay attention. Today just happens to be National Guacamole Day.
Ooh.
Avocado shine as the star of this dip. Lime juice, tomatoes, onions, seasonings make guacamole a guilt-free addition to any snack or meal. Since avocados fall under the superfood category, feel free to indulge. Expect a flavorful dip packed full of good fats and nutrients, along with the fresh taste of lime and a hint of spice. It is easy to make too. Take it to work or use it as a party dish. Aye, guacamole. This is National Working Parents Day, where we honor the working parents and pay tribute to those parents who work outside the home to provide for their family, which is a good large portion of the population of the United States of America. Next. And this one's important, National Step Family Day. On September 16th, we recognize all the blended families making it work. Today, we are honoring blended families everywhere by saying thank you for making the world a better place. I can actually say that I and my brother were stepsons to our father. We were a step family, and it's quite common. Very good, Davey.
The next one's one of Donna's favorites.
National Play-Doh Day. Recognizes a child's modeling clay. However, before it found its way to the craft show, Play-Doh had more practical uses. Join us as we share as much information about Play-Doh and get sculpting creativity going too. And just a piece of advice, do not mix up your Play-Doh with your guacamole. All right, what else is on there? Oh, yes. Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day. That warms up the home and the heart with delicious goodness. Bakeries across the country, we request cinnamon raisin bread more often than any other. Naturally sweet, the aroma created from baking this bread will make anyone's mouth water. And it's great with anyone's coffee. And the last and final one, Mayflower Day, ladies and gentlemen, commemorates the day the ship set sail from Plymouth, England in 1620. On September 16th of 1620, the Mayflower set sail from Plymouth, England, with 102 souls on board. These colonists, men, women, children, some seeking fortune, some seeking religious freedom, were later known as pilgrims. And those are our 6 national day ofs for this week, for this day. Now, normally our question of the week, which is sponsored by Ancient City Sirens, who were dancing through the past weekend at Ancient City Con. Normally, ladies and gentlemen, we would have a question of the week that would have something to do with those national day ofs. But since we just finished Ancient City Con, here's a question for you. If you ever attended a con, what is your favorite part of the con? I can tell you my favorite part, and it is 1, meeting some of the celebrities that I get to meet, and 2, admiring some of the fantastic craftsmanship that the common everyday people put into their costuming to perform or be at a con. I mean, they really, some of them put some real efforts into their costumes, and they are just amazing to me. I just was flabbergasted by some. And then there's some that walk by and you go, really? All right. So we'll see what your favorite part of a con is. I see Bo is online with us. I see X Coasters online. Will the historian, Dumb.
She's a close personal friend of mine.
Aye, how close?
Like the daughter I never had.
Aye, okay. I see D. Gregory is on board too. And Mr. Gregory was not Mr. Gregory over the weekend. Catwoman. Yep. Catwoman. I don't know if we got any pictures, but we'll find out. So, this week in nautical history, that's our next little segment, sponsored by Florida Water Tours. If you want a good tour of St. Augustine from the water, especially during the night of lights, come up and get aboard with Florida Water Tours. And Davey, take it away.
Welcome to This Week in Nautical History, sponsored by our friends at Florida Water Tours. Experience the intercoastal waterway at its finest, featuring picture-perfect attractions. We begin This Week in Nautical History in the year 1502. Christopher Columbus lands at Costa Rica on his fourth and last voyage. 1559, 5 Spanish ships sink in a storm off Tampa. About 600 die. 1620, the Mayflower departs Plymouth, England, with 102 pilgrims and about 30 crew for the New World. 1833, Charles Darwin arrives in Buenos Aires after traveling through the Argentine interior with gauchos. 1835, Charles Darwin lands on Chatham in the Galapagos Archipelago. 1939, German U-29 sinks British aircraft carrier Courageous. 519 die. 1914, 1 German submarine sinks 3 British ironclads. 1,459 die. 1943, British dwarf submarines attack German battleship Tirpitz. 2016, migrant boat carrying 450 to 600 people capsizes off Egyptian coast. Only 163 rescued. And finally, in 2017, discovery of the first brainless animal that sleeps, the jellyfish. Cassiopeia research published in the Current Biology by Caltech scientists. And that was This Week in Nautical History.
Very good, very good. And as you can see now, I have another guest on board here. Hi, this is Ryan Lehue.
Mm-hmm.
He is a pirate. We were talking, and he believes that he has met Scarlett. Do you remember him, Scarlett?
I think we've run into each other somewhere.
Absolutely, I remember you, and even if I didn't, I would not tell you that I don't.
There is a good pirate right there. Yes.
And fun fact, I'm actually the second brainless animal to sleep.
Oh,
Besides
that,
one was discovered in 2017. That was the second one.
You were the second one. Very
Yeah.
good. So Ryan works at the Pirate Dinner Theater for one, and a couple of other things which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. But we should do something real before we talk about some of these other things that are on our list here. I think we should sing happy birthday.
I think we should.
All right. So you're getting a duet.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me take my earbud out.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Because I'm going to sing also.
Mm.
And that'll make it really bad.
Mm.
Are you ready?
I'm
On
ready.
a 1, on a 2, and a 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scarlett. Happy birthday to you.
We should have discussed
We're-
how this kind of harmony or something. We just went right into
I
it.
think we have the good. Now you know why the rum is
It's
always
true.
fun.
It's true.
And now my face matches my hair.
Yes, it does. Very good. Aye, how about that? Happy birthday to you, Scarlett.
Thank you.
You're very special to our pirate crew, and you know very much special to us here at the St. Augustine Swashbucklers here in St. Augustine.
Thank you.
Always remember that. So we're going to talk about a couple of things in this section, which is community concerns or considerations, past, present, and future, which is all kinds of pirate things. Let's talk about Ancient City Con. That was this past weekend, and boy, was it a lot of fun, and boy, am I tired. Set up on Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, most of the day on Sunday. I was home by 8 o'clock last night and finally sitting on my couch resting. But we met some fun ones. Davey, if you don't mind, let's start with the picture that I sent you that's conglomeration of 5 different celebrities.
Oh,
You
okay.
get that?
I threw everything in a video, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, then go ahead with the video then. What are you guys on a treasure hunt to make sure you always find a picture of me taking a nap somewhere?
Yeah. Isn't it funny how always at an event, no matter what it is, there's always at least one picture of you asleep at some point.
I don't know though. I think maybe taking a nap doesn't sound like you have any con crud, which I know is a thing that
True.
happens at these conventions. There's always some kind of sickness that goes around.
Not with the rum there.
That's what I was going to say.
rum.
We discovered the crew of mine that drink the rum while we're at convention are the ones that don't get concrete.
There we
The
go.
ones that don't
That's
get
the
sick.
secret, everybody.
Don't get
Just drink rum.
That, and on top of that, just think of it this way. I must feel pretty comfortable about my crew being around if I can take a nap knowing that they're around to watch my back.
You trust them to not steal from you. That's pretty good. That's pretty
So
good.
we met quite a few people. I got a couple of other pictures here. We got to meet, I can't read it, Maureen Taylor, who was in Friday the 13th too. She tells everybody remembers her because she was wearing the ugly brown underwear when she was being killed in the movie. Here's her from the here's her from the movie, screaming as she was, and she wrote to all the pirates and the crew, to all the pirates, stay out of the woods.
Oh, good. That's good. That's a good tip for pirates.
It is a good tip. Stay out of the woods. And her and Rye Barrett, who was on the couch in one of those. I have his picture here. This was his first time coming to any American con whatsoever. He's Canadian. And he and her are in a movie together. And the movie is called, I wanted to give it some credit today, In a Violent Nature. It's a horror movie. I don't know much more about it, but I do know that it is now on Prime Video. So I'm going to go and watch it. Rye tells me that there's some humor in some of it, horror film or horror fan.
I sure hope so.
Yeah,
I sure hope so.
I'm not a big fan of slasher and blood movies, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. We had a great time, though, didn't we, Davey?
Oh, yes. That was
go
great
ahead.
3 days.
And my biggest disappointment, Davey's too, is the picture of me and Mona, the puppet. Mona sat on the couch and talked with me for a good 15 minutes, and it was just such a fun interview. And we had some technical difficulties with our microphone system. So I'm going to make contact with them and see if we can't do it via here, or maybe get them on the show as soon as possible and see what we can do. But Mona was so cute. And I guess Mona, here's the fun part for me. At my age, I don't know half these characters that everybody's walking around as. I have no clue. I really don't. So
especially the anime.
What's that?
Especially the anime.
Especially the anime.
Aside from Pokemon, I'm lost on all the other ones.
And you know what's really outstandingly silly? When I was stationed in Japan in 77 through 80, all of this anime was a big deal in Japan, but it hadn't hit the United States yet. Man, had I had a look into the future, I'd have bought up a whole lot of stuff, because I'd be wealthy now with all that original Japanese anime.
Wow.
My goodness.
Right.
But, I came back to the United States in 1980, almost 81, and it still hadn't hit yet. So it was hindsight being what it is. So anything you want to add about Agent City Con there, Davey?
Oh, we did manage to catch. I thought they were interesting. I got a clip of two people we caught coming out near the on the last day.
All right, on the last day, we got a couple of good ones. Let's go ahead with them. We're on the last day of Ancient City Con 2024, and we're at the exit, trying to capture some of the really great costume characters that are coming out. And look, our first one, Maleficent, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure I didn't say that right. But
Maleficent.
There we go. I've been drinking rum. I'm a pirate. So, are you having a good time?
Wonderful time.
Is this your only character?
I have others.
You do?
I do.
Well, we don't want to know the secret. We don't want that to get out.
Keep it a mystery.
Keep it a very big mystery.
Yes.
But this one is really remarkable, and
Thank
you did
you.
most of the work on it yourself.
Yes.
And with your better half, we'll
Of
say.
course.
Yes, very good.
Yes, my husband helped with the heavier aspects.
And have you had a good time?
Loved it.
So you would recommend Ancient City Con to everybody?
Everybody.
Very good. So we're going to put a whole bunch of clips together. We'll see what happens. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Appreciate it.
Unusual character. Well, maybe not so unusual, but the famed Blackbeard himself,
No, no. My name is Hijack Daniel.
I see. He's
I'm not-
an impersonator. That's what it is.
I'm not that ugly.
Very good.
Maybe I am.
You've been having a good time at Ancient City Con.
Aye, mate.
Isn't it?
Any better, I'd be dreaming.
There we go.
Granted, some people do call it a nightmare, but to each their own.
We have so many different costume people here, and they put so great work into it. Look at this. This is an authentic looking pirate for sure. I'm sure he stepped out of the time machine just this morning. Thanks for being on it.
Aye, these are my pajamas.
Very good. David, do you know that him and her are married?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they're a couple. She makes a pretty pirate, too. What do you think, Scarlett? We had fun.
Maybe I should recruit them.
I have tried to recruit them into my crew several times, and it just isn't going to happen.
Oh, you'll appreciate this, Scarlett. On Friday, I was dressed in the red and black, with the red puffy shirt, all that. I ran I was inside, and in there was a little, she must have been about 3-year-old. For some reason, she thought I was Captain Feathersword from the Wiggles. Thank goodness I knew who that was. So
Just one of us.
I could react as such. And I
Hey,
gave her a little
Davey,
pirate ducky, and she was all excited. So.
I just had a thought, Davey, an afterthought. Do you have a poster for that musical you did with Vesta? You have it online?
On
It's just because we didn't plan for this. Let's just do this. Let's throw a shout out to Vesta. What was the name of the musical that you were in with her?
Life is Torture.
Yes, and it got what, 7 nominations and 7 awards down in Orlando over the weekend.
Best musical, and that was at the Orlando Independent Festival.
So we congratulate Vesta on her project of that movie and getting best of plus 6 other awards. Very proud to where Vesta is who us pirates worked in on Time Will Tell. Yes, Time Will Tell.
Yep.
Which comes out probably after the first of the year, if not before. Very good. So one other thing I want to throw up there, I gave you the poster for the weekend or for Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, this week, are you aware of what sits off the horizon? If you be thinking it in your noggin that it be International Talk Like a Pirate Day, why then you be thinking with a clear noggin. But that's right, it truly be Thursday, September 19, 2024, Talk Like a Pirate Day. And old Captain Mayhem will be on deck at the Pirate and Treasure Museum for 3 tours that afternoon, 12, 1:30, and 3. Come on out and give us your best R, or maybe a great pirate joke. I know Captain or Mini Mayhem could use some new jokes, or just be piratical for the day. Come out and say hello to Captain Mayhem and enjoy Talk Like a Pirate Day at the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum this Thursday from noon until 4. We look forward to hearing and seeing from you. Very good. Thank you, Davey. And the last thing we want to put up there is Spooktacular. That's coming up, ladies and gentlemen, 25, 26, 27. If I put my glasses on, I can actually see better. There we go. And that there is, if you want to be a sponsor of Spooktacular, we could still use 1 or 2 more sponsors to put your name in one of the scenes inside. And because even though it's past the deadline and now going into the 2nd, up to the 23rd, it's $250. If anybody actually sees this online and responds to it, we will give you the $50 discount and let you have a $200 sponsorship because we like you and we love having you find out about us via Captain's Quarters podcast. So you can use those PayPal or the Venmo to ship it in to us, or you can contact us. But you're going to have to contact me if you do, because I need your logo, because your logos will go in the scenes on the Spooktacular yard. So there you go. And that's about it. So now on to our guest. First off, everybody wave to Scarlett again.
Oh.
Very good. We got our full screen now. Look at that. But our guest here is also a pirate and a pirate at the Pirate Dinner Theater, Ryan Lehue. And you do more than just pirating.
Yes. I am an actor and an entertainer of all, just about anything. I've done it at least once, except maybe magic.
Right.
I haven't conquered that. That's your area. I don't want to even get anywhere near that.
Well,
but since 2006, I have been Captain Sebastian the Black at Pirates Dinner Adventure in Orlando, Florida. And it is to this day my favorite thing that I get to do. It's the world's most interactive dinner show. Guests love it. We are set in a 300,000 gallon indoor lagoon. And we have a Spanish ship, 40-foot masts. And we do a great big pirate adventure. And you come and eat a meal. And we have singing and dancing and drinking, lots of drinking. We have that. And that is from my pirate band, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. But Pirates Dinner, that's Captain Sebastian the Black right there from Pirates Dinner Adventure. The show's been going strong since 1996, and it's just such a cool thing to be a part of. And right here from September 1st until October 31st, select nights, we have Vampirates, which is our spooky spin on our little vampire show. And we have a little code there if you want to get 40% off. To come see us do Vampirates on a spooky night out.
So is it the same show, but just everybody's vampires?
There's a little bit. There's a little different story. A little bit difference in the story.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and that's
Is that
me.
you?
That's me with the makeup and everything is the vampire version of Captain Sebastian the Black.
Very cool. So how long have you been with them?
So I was been there from 2006 to 2009. Then I moved away for a little while and came back in 2019. So grand total, I've almost been there 9 years or so. But yeah, it's such a thrill to be a part of, and you got to come see the show.
I'm gonna have to eventually.
We're gonna get you. I'm gonna get you front row. We'll get Scarlett to come down, and Davey. We'll get everybody to come down.
We might have to make some kind of a plan for the Swashbucklers to go down
That'd be fun.
as a group. It would be a lot of fun for us to go down together. Can we wear our gear?
You sure can. You can wear your gear. They're going to sit you in a different color section, and you will have a specific pirate that you will be cheering for. We have 6 different colors, and the pirates representing those colors, and for them as they do games and acrobatics. And
that's kind of like the medieval times.
It's a little bit like medieval times, except no horse poop.
No horse poop. Now that's always good. Now, does anybody get wet in this because you've got this big?
We got a big ship, and there is a splash zone. You could, if you're sitting front row, you might get a mermaid in your lap.
Well, now I would never complain about having a mermaid in my lap.
It's true.
It would not be the first time for him, I'm sure.
No, I would hope not.
No, I've had my fair share of mermaids. The only bad part is when they up and slap you with their tail.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than getting slapped in the face by a mermaid tail. So you've been doing this for how long now? You said?
Yeah, well, I mean, almost 10 years. I started in 2006. I did an event for them with my buddy who was working there at the time. They were doing an event to help promote Pirates of the Caribbean 2 in the movie theaters. So they were going around and doing sword fights and stuff in movie theaters, and I helped them with that. And then they kind of dragged me into doing the show. So I got up and auditioned for the show itself. And I've been doing the captain there for ever since now.
How many cast members are in this show?
So in the show, there are 6 pirates that are representing the different colors. You have Jose Guitar, the green pirate, Cutthroat Jack, the red pirate, Antonio, the swordsman, the yellow pirate, the Saxon, the purple pirate, Andre Baptiste, the orange pirate, and my son, Benjamin Blue, the blue pirate. Have a soft spot for your son, always.
Right, yeah.
And I play Captain Sebastian the Black. And also in the show is my beautiful wife, Treasure, and also a princess that we kind of kidnapped a little bit, and a mermaid who may just have some hidden past about herself that we discover while we're out searching for Neptune's treasure, which is the name of the new show, In Search of Neptune's Treasure, a new show that we just opened this year. We've been doing Secrets of the Deep, which was a show we've been doing since 2020, since after we came back from COVID. But this is a brand new show, In Search of Neptune's Treasure. And so even if you've seen Pirates Dinner, check us out again, because it's a brand new show and it's a lot of fun. So
do you change the show often then?
So this is the first time we changed the show in about 4 years.
Okay.
We have a brand new show, and so every few years they'll change it up and shake it up a little bit.
So how bad did COVID hurt you guys?
COVID's
hurt a lot of pirate festivals, a lot of Ren festivals.
Yeah, well, we were down for a little while, but we got very lucky. We came back in August or June, July maybe of 2020, and we came back and hit the ground running, and we've been going strong ever since. We're either 6 or 7 days a week, depending on the time of year it is. Right now, we're dark on Mondays. It's a little slower. So I had the opportunity to come here and hang out with you, which
Absolutely.
is cool. But Tuesday through Sunday, you can come see us at Pirates Dinner.
So some people will ask about the meal.
Yeah.
I personally will ask, is it beer and wine, or is there hard alcohol also?
Oh, they got everything you want. If you want beer and wine, they got beer and wine. We also have some specialty drinks. I of course will suggest the Captain Sebastian the Black, because it's quite delicious.
Well, we gotta have rum. It's a pirate show.
Of course, you have all kinds of different delicious rum drinks. We have some of the best bartenders in the world at Pirates Dinner Adventure, and they've whipped up some very interesting concoctions that'll put you right out.
So do you have service to your table during the show?
Yeah, they'll come.
That's an important thing. I mean, I work comedy clubs that was either one way or the other.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse
Yeah,
than
you
working a
gotta-
comedy club where everybody gets up to go get more drinks and come back.
Right now, you got a server who will get the bartender to come over to you, and you can get whatever you need. They'll
That's
serve
always
us.
good to know.
Make
That's really
sure
good.
just that mayhem served up well all night.
Hey, we want mayhem to be served properly. So the show's been running for quite a while now with great success. I hear a lot of people that I've talked to, lots of people that go to it. I just have the biggest problem, and it's the same with you. The biggest problem when you are doing this for a living, it gets hard to go to everybody else's events.
Of course.
I don't get to go to all these other events unless it can be worked out in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, us, our working stiffs out there, man. Every free hour that we can work, we're working.
Well,
if we can gig, we gig.
That's the problem with being self-employed. If you don't work, you don't get paid.
That's true.
And,
That's true.
and not working doesn't pay the bills, so we
Yeah.
have to work. So it is very important. But I've met a few other people that have been in the show. Many of your cast have come to the Pirate Museum,
Yeah.
and so I've met many of them, and they all keep saying, "You got to come down." I guess one of these days I'm really going to have to
I
do
hope
it.
so. Now that I've come here, hopefully you'll.
Now I have to return the favor.
You'll make the time. You'll make the time to come down. I do every time every time I come to St. Augustine, I go to the Pirate Museum. I just always go because I always like to support it, and I always tell everybody about it when I get back. So you go to St. Augustine, you got to go to the Pirate Museum.
So there's one right there. Nightingale in Florida says, "We went to the Pirate Adventure Show years ago. It was fantastic."
Well, thank you. I hope I was your captain that night, and if I wasn't, come back again and see me because I'm the best doggone it.
So is it open? Are you running full force in January?
Yep. Yeah, we'll be running. At least 6 days a week. Maybe if it gets wild, we'll be doing Mondays again, hopefully. But yeah, we'll be at least 6 days a week. We'll be running. So
Well,
come on down. January, February, kind of slow times.
First part of January is the slowest time for me.
Yeah.
That might be a good idea.
We hope you'll come check it out.
I will.
It's a lot of fun. It's the best fun you'll have with your pants on. That's what I like. That's not an official thing.
That's not official. Now, you also do music.
I do. I have a little.
Which is
pirate
obvious by the
band.
fact that your singing was much better than mine.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But
we didn't decide on a key or anything. We just went for it. But yeah, I have a little pirate duo called Nautical by Nature that we are expanding into more than a duo at this point. Hopefully, not for the gig that's coming up this weekend, which I want to tell you guys real quick about in Ponce Inlet, Florida. There is the Decades on the Beach Rock and Pirate Festival. It is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend in Ponce Inlet. I think that chick's going to be there. She's pretty hot. And we are my band. We are playing on Saturday. We're playing at 12:15 on Saturday at the Decades on the Beach Festival, and you'll recognize a ton of the tunes because we'll be doing a little special Tom Mason tribute for our dear friend and collaborator Tom Mason, one of the great ones that we lost recently. And so we'll be doing some Tom tunes, some original tunes, and of course some shanty sing-alongs. And down in Ponce Inlet, and we're going to be having a real good time. So come check that out too if you're in town this weekend.
Is there a fee or an admission fee to that, or is it open to the public?
Yeah, it's absolutely open to the public. As far as I know, the shows themselves are free. Check out the Decades on the Beach website. They'll have the lineup and all the bands that are playing, and you'll find us on Saturdays. I do believe the shows are free.
Well,
the entertainment is free.
I'm actually going to my other screen.
It's going to be worth every penny.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Scarlett, you have any questions? You're on our show now. I'm going to make you work.
I have what? I just came here to sit and drink my drink.
Hang out on her birthday.
All right. Are you drinking rum?
Oh yeah. What do we got? Oh, that was.
Ooh. Shipwreck. That is a good rum.
Burnley Gold Shipwreck.
Yes, that
happens
is
to
a
be
good
my
rum.
favorite.
I first had that flavor when Quartermaster Pugh and I went over to Louisiana for the Pirate Festival several years ago. We found Shipwreck rum and we liked it so much I brought several bottles back. I no longer have them.
Yeah, they disappeared.
They disappeared
I would
quickly.
be disappointed if you still had them, to be honest with you.
What's that?
I would be disappointed if you still had them.
Yes, that would be disappointing if I. That's why all the rum's always gone. You can't keep it around here with me, that's for sure. So we're looking.
Yeah, I got mine at the Walmart.
Just go decadesonthebeach.com. It'll get you there.
And we're looking up. I'm going to look it up real quick because it'd be kind of interesting. There it is right there.
No, Captain, Mr. D sent us
Oh, yes, a picture from, he sent it to me. There I am, ladies and gentlemen, on the deck of the Starship Enterprise. And where should the captain be sitting? In the captain's chair.
Of course.
And my two first officers, I have a pair of Robins and a pair of Catwomen. That's a crew.
That's a crew right there. Surprised the Catwomen didn't eat the Robins.
We had to keep them at bay, that's for sure. So let's see what we got here. Stella Artois, that's a good beer. They're sponsoring it. Let's see if there's the lineup. That's what I want right there. Let's see what the lineup is. So the lineup.
I have to click on.
I think is that it right there? There it is. So let's see. May Tatro on Friday at 3 p.m. and Mud Rooster at 5 p.m. And the Maroons, a tribute to the Ramones.
Which I'll shout out my buddy Philip, who is the Joey in the Maroons, Joey Ramone, in that tribute. So what's up, Philip?
So let's see. On Saturday we have Seashore Steel Band.
I don't know why that's on.
Nautical by Nature
there
at
we are.
12:15. That's you. Seashore Band at 1:30.
Oh, we might be playing two sets.
And it looks like you're playing a second set. Nautical by Nature.
News to me.
That's a good thing we look, isn't it? Breakaway Band, Another Day in Paradise, Tommy Mac Band, and the War Pigs Black Sabbath tribute. Whoa.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. I'd like that.
There you go.
Sunday, our friends Electric Duo, Jeremy and Andrea, a Chris Cornish Band, and the Cosmic Jam. Wow. They've got some good music going on here.
It's going to be a fun little festival.
So it's not entirely pirate.
At Jerry's Italian Tiki Hut Bar and Grill in Ponce Inlet.
And nothing says pirate like an Italian tiki hut.
I know.
I mean, there's a combination: pirate, tiki hut, and Italian.
Hey.
Wow.
The Rockin' Pirate Festival.
Well, very good. And we're going to have to, we'll post this up so everybody can keep up with this.
Yeah.
And I might be able to get down there Saturday afternoon. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be lovely, man.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see you. We're gonna be rocking and rolling and having a good time.
Very good. All right. So you do music, you do pirate, you sing. What else do you do?
A little acting. I'm not much of a dancer. Little acting. You don't want to overact. But yeah, basically, if there's a dinner show in Orlando, I work there. You'll probably see me there. And then my music.
What's that picture?
That's my regular old promo picture right there.
Okay.
Yeah, out doing my thing.
Yeah, Davey,
I don't know if that was something special.
Be careful.
No, that's fine.
Davey's pretty good about ferreting things out there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking back to see. I saw a couple of things here in the comments section.
There's a lot of comments.
A lot of comments. So I'm going to go back through all the way to the beginning and move my way forward because I have control. While I'm starting there, Davey, do you have the picture from Zachary Harker?
Yeah.
Did he send you that one?
He said he did. So let me see.
I'm looking here. Let's see what we got here. I see Parlay 8, Parlay 8. And speaking of Parlay 8, if you have nothing else to do on Thursday night, well, you should tune into their show. Their show will be having everything to do with International Talk Like a Pirate Day, and I will be doing tours at the Pirate Museum, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it.
Fortunately.
Yes, because it's work. But I do have plans, and if I can pick up their show via my cell phone when I'm done with my tours at 8 o'clock that night, which they start their show at 8, instead of driving home, I'm going to go into one of the bars there, right there next to the Pirate Museum, and have me a rum and tune in on my phone so I can say hello to them there.
That's a good plan.
Hopefully that'll work out. And I'm going to put the word out that if any other pirates want to come down and join me at 8 o'clock, by all means they should. Will the Historian, what did he put on here? I think we might be tied. Scarlett, we can start a club like SNL host. Yeah, you might be right. Will the Historian is my son. I think he's been on the show 4 times also.
I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Let's do that.
And your host, Will the Historian. It's really the only good celebrity impression I have is that guy from Saturday Night Live that used to announce.
Yes. Let's see. What else do I have here? So Davey, you should have gotten a picture from him.
Ouch.
A mermaid picture, right?
No, it's a picture of all the pirate lords of the Great Lakes. Look and see. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Let's see. This one's for you. Sending love from PA. Dum Dum.
That's the one that's like my daughter.
Okay.
Dum
Dum Dum. Very good. Well, interesting name.
It rhymes.
It does rhyme. I like that. I see Bo is on board. Are you nervous, Scarlett? You're shaking.
My freaking cat keeps attacking my feet. So I have them up on the table and it's shaking the whole table.
It's either you're shaking or you're having an earthquake in Florida.
Hold on, come here.
And Bo says hello back. Hey, Bo, nice to see you on board.
This damn cat.
I love it when we get to see who's here. Here we go. Parlay 8. Hold the cilantro. But I like cilantro. I used to hate it, but I do enjoy it now. I put cilantro in just about anything.
To some people, it tastes like soap. It's like it either does or doesn't. Some people, it tastes like soap.
I guess it would. All right. China's Mid-Autumn Festival. Where's that at?
In China, I would assume.
Well, that makes sense. Very good. I'll accept that.
Genius.
Raisins. Raisins are great.
But hey, I got a special place in my heart.
Raisins are great.
Yeah, California raisins. I
guess you wonder how
grapes that then couldn't make the cut. That's funny. It's Constitution Day tomorrow. Thank you for that reminder, Will the Historian. I appreciate that very much. And Nightingale in Florida, my favorite parts are the costumes and the shopping. And she's talking about her favorite part of a con, the costumes and the shopping. Absolutely. Let's see.
I do like making appearances at cons with Pirates Dinner Adventure. We've done a few here or there, and it's always fun to banter with people who are walking around.
Yeah, and there's so many people that all they want to do is just talk about characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good trade. It's a good, what's the word I want to use here? It is a good bottomless pit of information because I every year I see something, I go, why aren't I doing that? You know, or in my I do a seminar, and at the end of the seminar we just do Q&A, and I have people that ask me questions about how I would suggest that they try to do something with their character. That kind of puts me on the spot, but the improv in me usually has a good answer anyway, so it worked out. And I enjoy doing these little seminars to talk with people and share ideas. Zachary Harker, one of my favorite parts is looking for artwork to buy to add to the growing art gallery throughout the house. That's true. There are some fantastic artists at these cons that just are outstanding. Not just artwork, but comic book artwork too. And we made contact with two people, both of them from Jacksonville, and we're going to try to get them on the show. One of them has written 3 volumes of a comic book series about the ancient city and mysteries in the ancient city. Ooh. So I forgot to pick up those 3 comics. I needed to pick them up from him. I forgot. So hopefully I did get his information, and I'll send him some information so I can get those 3 and read them, and then we're going to have him on the show. So that's one of the things. The other thing I like about Ancient City Con, or going to other events like the dinner show, and you get to. When we did the same thing when we were on the cruise ship. Entertainers naturally gravitate towards each other.
Certainly.
And on the cruise ship, that happened a lot for myself. And
we can smell the desperation on one another, I think, is what.
Yeah, I think it's the desperation for work, and it's the desperation for attention.
Right.
Please give me attention.
It's permeated our entire lives.
Yes, and so we on the cruise ship when we went on, it was fun to sit with them when they had breaks, and I think that's probably one of the ways that you and I came together, because you came in the museum and there was a natural camaraderie there.
Yeah.
And I think that natural camaraderie at the festivals, at the cons, I mean, is the same thing. But it's the same at Ren festivals. It's the same at pirate festivals. And you walk away with ideas in your head about how you can change or fix or improve your look, your character.
It's true.
But a lot of people don't understand this. You will understand this. Some of the people, they make their costumes and their clothing, and it's good for a wear or two or three because they only wear it 2 or 3 or 4 times. We're wearing our outfits 6, 7 days a week, 10 days, 10 hours a day or more, and a pair of pants and a pair of shirts, a pair of slops and a pirate shirt. I have to have at least 5 sets.
Yeah.
At least 5 sets. And I'm running low on those 5 sets right now.
Right.
So that's usually, but we have to buy and or make something that withstands the rigors of everything we're doing.
Yes.
And so it's a big deal.
Especially on those, those hot Florida days where you're out there,
Oh yeah.
10 hours a day in the sun, and your wife was just saying earlier how bad leather hats are because just in Florida where it's everything is so humid, you're just gonna sweat so much and it's just gonna.
And I love my leather hat.
Yeah,
but there are
looks
two,
great.
It is, and I get compliments on it all the time. There are 2 things I have a problem with it, and one is that it really does absorb the smell, and I have to really take care of that on a regular basis. The other thing is, believe it or not, and it was a pirate torture too back in the day, but that leather hat on some days will contract, and if I have it set down on my head, by the end of the day I have a headache. Or it will expand, and then if I tip my head wrong, it'll fall off. So the weather affects my leather hat, so I have to be very careful about it. But the headaches are the worst. There's been a couple of times where I've had to go and just to get my hat off my head. So I see a couple more comments here. We're going through the comments just to have some fun. Mandy Jo, that is our own Mandy Jo right there. We're burying her soul now. She has artwork in her office from WonderCon in San Diego and FanX in Salt Lake City. And FanX is where your daughter is coming up, right?
Yeah, both me and her will be there, but she's going to run press, and she's been getting her cameras ready and her memory cards ready to run around and just act to go interview people all day long for the podcast.
And we've given her our logos from the podcast so that she can be an official representative of Captain's Quarters Podcast in Salt Lake City. And I hope it gets her into places that she might not have wanted to go to anyway, but she should have some fun. How old is your daughter?
She's 19.
Okay. So she doesn't need you holding her hand.
No, she does suffer from something called OCPD and severe anxiety. So this is like a whole new thing for her. But Daniel, who was on the podcast a few weeks ago, has a press badge under his podcast. So he's taking her to the side of him to go help learn and get her places.
Well, that'll be good. I hope that this will be fun for her, but I hope that it helps her get past that little bit of timidness.
She loves photography and she loves cosplay. So FanX has been huge for her. She's met almost everybody on the Supernatural series, except for the 2 main leads because they haven't been in yet. But she'll sit with those guys forever because of her name. The guy that plays Badger, Mark Shepard. Mark Shepard's in Firefly and he plays Badger, and Serenity's name is from Firefly. They spent like 30 minutes talking a couple years ago.
Well,
so
that's exciting when you have some kind of a click with a major celebrity.
Certainly.
2 years ago, I had a click with one of the guys that was at the con, who was one of the wizards in Harry Potter, and so it was a lot of fun talking to him. Scarlett, are you having problems with your ears now?
Yeah, it fell out.
It was just the earpiece that fell out, right? That's all that fell out of your ear, right?
Yes, just the earpiece. These are my husband's because I couldn't find mine and they don't really fit me very well.
Hey, speaking of that, now I got your attention again. I just had a thought, because this is kind of a conglomeration of 2 of my good friends here in this whole thing. You are no longer going to be doing the pirate pictures anymore, are you? The booth on.
I'm still doing it. I'm going to be in PCB this year. I'm just not advertising it as much. I got hurt last year, and so it's hard for me. It's hard for me to move the equipment.
Right. So, but you have Scarlett's doodads. Are you going to be doing that too?
I have Dearheart's doodads, and that will be in Cedar Key this year.
All right, very good. I actually may be making a visit to Cedar Key this year.
Oh, good. That'll be exciting.
Kara is going to be going to Tucson to visit with her sisters, and a couple of the pirates in my crew. We thought we might drive over there early Saturday morning, and maybe come home on Sunday. But it also depends on what I can figure out to do with Max and Maggie and.
That's the problem.
Yeah, all my other fur babies.
I have a regular house sitter that just comes over and takes care of all of my animals.
Well, my granddaughter and my great-granddaughter now live with us, so we're hoping maybe that if she's here for the weekend, that'll make it easier for us. So let's see.
I'll make them earn their keep.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I just saw something from. Let's see. Will the Historian. I love to meet and greets with guests, and Will the Historian. I got some pictures. I should have pulled them up because of another con. My son got to meet several of the different Supermans, some of his very favorite Supermen that he got to meet and hang on to. And Will, go ahead and in another message, post the names so I don't get them right or get them wrong.
I sure do love those cons, but I tell you, man, they are getting more and more expensive.
They are getting expensive.
To do those things with those people. You take a lot of money with you.
Yes,
you got to rack up those meet and greet packages.
I mean, we're very lucky that we get to have a booth, and our booth was almost 300 square feet, and it is a great opportunity for not just the podcast but the crew and for Captain Mayhem to mingle and mix and get the word out there and really talk to people, and that's one of the things I really like about the con.
I mean, you've been going there for several years now, so
this was our sixth
staple, I think.
Yeah, this is our 6th year. So, and some of the celebrities that have been there every year, for example, Philo Barnhart, who is a world famous illustrator. We did a quick video with him, and he's been every year, and I just walk by and he remembers who I am, and we start talking, and he starts talking in pirate lingo too. So it's really nice to become part of that. Let's see here. Parlay 8 said happy birthday. I don't think Parlay 8 was at the beginning when we were singing, but if they were, we apologize for anybody's ears. But we're not responsible because we're pirates. Let's see. I see Jim is there. Never underestimate the strength of the power nap. Oh, that's after the picture of Captain Mayhem sleeping, which my crew delights in taking a picture of me sleeping at every event. I have a sneaking suspicion that if you get enough pictures, you can put a video together with a little sleeping music, and it'll put everybody to sleep. Pirates and technology. Parlay 8, you're absolutely right. I hate technology, and whatever it was that was causing our problems, I do have an idea what it was, but that would require me to kill several crew members, including myself, because I'm to blame also. So we're going to just leave it at technology problems. It's safer that way. I see Paula there is right there. Hijack and Maleficent met when she came out on the Black Raven, and he was working on it. Love at first sight. So that's the culprit. Darn. All right, I'll have to remember that. Fantastic couple they are. They are a fantastic couple. They do a lot of work, and they support a lot of the other pirate crews, and I always appreciate them showing up to our events. Scarlett Dearheart says, my hubby was love at first sight too. Took me a little longer though. Because you're a hard woman, Scarlett. You're a hard woman.
I'm proud of it.
Yes, of course. And I see Nightingale just said something else. I was in Okinawa when I was 11. My brother and I watched the Japanese cartoons, what is now called anime, all in Japanese, of course, so we couldn't understand them, but we did enjoy them. Yep, that's it. Ransom Mayhem over in Panama City Beach, seahorse poop. That's in reference to you guys not having to deal with poop in your truck. Oh,
okay. Fair enough. We do have an animatronic shark, but it is yet to poop in the lagoon.
Now, my brother Ransom Mayhem's over in Panama City, and this one I don't know if do you know this already?
Yes, Dolly Parton's Pirates Voyage out in PCB. I've seen their show up in
Myrtle Beach.
No, actually, I've been to the East Tennessee location.
Oh, okay.
Pigeon Forge or whatever. A fine production as well, I think, but different than ours. Ours is a little more story driven, a little more singing, a little more dancing.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of people in their show. They have a lot of diving.
I've heard that.
And a seal, which I don't want to work with. A seal.
So their show is more. What's the big? Their show is more showy.
Maybe, I don't know. Ours is pretty showy. Yeah, we got a multi-million-dollar production, and it is pretty great.
So here's a question about your show.
Yeah.
Is it you need to be fairly well physically fit to perform in your show?
Yeah, especially the Pirates because they're doing more of the aerial stunts and climbing and swinging and ladder stunts and trampolines and stuff like that. I get away with a little bit more as captain. I'm more of just a big boisterous character, but I still do some swinging and such myself and sword fighting, which I love. And but yeah, we do need fit gentlemen
Right.
to do the big stunts.
Because I've had a few people have said, "Why aren't you working down there?"
Mm-hmm.
I am too old.
It is a physically demanding show. That is for sure. No matter what role you do.
No, and I like to tell everybody that with age comes some form of wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
and my wisdom is that I know that I could not do the show. I've had my
Yes, we
day.
could.
What's that, Davey?
Yes, we could, Captain.
Yeah.
Especially not with that attitude. I don't know. When you come to the show, we might get you up in the rigging, and we'll see what.
Well, we'll see what I can
happens.
do.
Oh, I could do the rigging.
There you go.
We do have I don't know where the video is. We do have a video of me swinging on a rope around out over the sea on a ship.
Just
I've
no friggin' in the rigging.
Yeah, none of that. No, I've done that.
Video AI generated.
What's that?
Was that video AI generated?
Which one? The one that I swang out over the ropes?
Yeah.
He actually did it.
No, it's before AI. It's pre-AI. It was on a ship that was parked over in Salt River or Salt Run Flats over here by St. Augustine, and it was some friends of ours with the ship. They were a bunch of pirates from Nova Scotia. They were bound back to Nova Scotia from the islands, and they broke down here. So we spent about a week hanging out with them. And they had this rigging where you could stand up on the bow, grab the rope, and swing all the way out over the water and come back up on the railing. And if you did it right, you stepped on the railing just right. And me in my long coat, it looked good.
I bet it looked cool.
It looked cool.
Wow.
And I'll have to find that and put it back on Facebook and show everybody. Yes, I did it. But it was about 9 years ago. I have aged greatly in the last couple of years. But all these good shows, there is some strenuous work to it.
Yeah.
Well, the other part of it is this: a lot of people don't understand. I'll use myself as an example in this. If I do 4 or more tours a day,
Mm-hmm.
I'm wore out at the end of the day.
Right.
Because every one of the tours, although they're 45 to 55 minutes long,
Mm-hmm.
I treat each one of them as a show.
Absolutely.
And so I'm on character. I'm thoughtful on the direction of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 4 different shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many shows do you do a day?
Well, generally if we're on our busy time, we can have 3 or more. But right now we're just 1 show a day, generally through the non-busy season. But most of the year it's 2 shows a day from Tuesday to Saturday.
And how long is the show? How long is the entire experience for an audience member?
Well, so it depends on when you come in the door, but our show is made to be 90 minutes.
See, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
I had a theater out in Tucson that we did a 90-minute magic show, a
Mm-hmm.
90-minute magic show, and I was the only magician.
Right.
But we had it broke up with 3 segments where I had a juggler and a singer, and I think the jugglers did something else. So to break it up. So in that 90 minutes, I still probably performed for 65 of it.
Right.
So it takes a lot out of you because it's not just physical, it's mental.
Absolutely.
It's mental. You have to.
Absolutely.
So and bringing that to another point, another question, because I'm very interested in the show,
Yeah.
and will be when I get to go see it. But is there a script? It's not an improv verbal back and forth. It's a script.
No, it is a scripted show. It is a narrative show. There's a story that you follow through the whole thing, and like I said, singing, dancing, romance, sword fights.
Now, do you have a voice out over everything that kind of helps with the narration? Or
well, we're all on mics.
Okay.
So yeah, so you'll hear everybody.
So it can be strenuous in a lot of ways, and I have one good way. I don't know. A couple of friends of mine that did comedy clubs, we have the same feeling. You go and do a show, or you do 2 shows in one night, and you're done with the show, and you sit down, and there's 2 kinds of tired. There's a euphoric tired, where it's like, oh, that felt really good, and you're relaxed tired, but you're still falling asleep tired. That's a good show. Or there's the stressed out, can't stand it, I'm so tired, I don't want to talk to anybody kind of a thing. And that was a bad show.
Okay.
And so that's how I can experience, or how I can tell whether or not I personally did well or did not well.
Right.
So
I get that. I'm just always, especially with the pirate show, every time I'm done, I'm like, oh, I want to do it again, because there was some little thing that you messed up, and you want to go back and fix it. But yeah, I try to go into every single one of those shows with as much enthusiasm as possible, because I'm really blessed to be able to do it.
And yes, you are. And you use stagecraft swords.
Yeah, stagecraft swords.
And you practice with those, and you have a choreographing for that.
Yes, yeah.
So choreographing with swords is not easy either.
No, it's not.
You have to really work at it.
Yeah.
So,
I think you have a theater degree as well. That's where my background came from as well, and then got into more of the stunt fighting and stuff later on, and sword fighting and such. So yeah.
So my brother's excited for Dolly Parton to have the show over there.
Yeah.
So if they do the show over there, Del, Captain Mayhem, I would go over and just volunteer to be the greeter. It's less strenuous.
It's certainly a great night out, and I tell you what, Dolly Parton makes some great soup.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she got that soup in that show. It was delicious.
Wow. I guess we're gonna
so
have
much
to go
so
try
much
it out.
so they sell it afterwards. You can buy a bag of the soup because it's that good.
So what did my son just say? I'm guessing you live by fish are friends, not food. Well, not always. Depends on how hungry I am.
Yeah, I don't have that many friends I think are delicious. I think fish are delicious.
I see a new name in here. Who's that? Somebody new. I don't recognize that one. Davey? Mandy? Whoever Lux Shampoo is, we thank you for being here. Thank you very much.
I just want to know more about their shampoo.
For our luscious hair.
It must be it.
Yeah.
They're suggesting all of us sitting here with long hair. Yeah.
Sponsorships are open.
Wait, let me see one up. Bill, does that make him Captain Squarepants? No, we'll leave that alone. Great comments. I appreciate everybody making comments about everything going on. I see this one here. Stephen B. Does Davey use magic to float around the ship like that? Yeah, every once in a while, Davey's head kind of just appears and everything else is gone. I keep thinking that he's trying out for a part in The Wizard of Oz as the Great Oz. We love having all these comments, and we love having people be a part of our show. It's what makes the show the most enjoyable part of it is the audience interaction, and we do appreciate that. I did not write up from the captain's desk this week. There's Captain Smoo. Ahoy, all of you. So Smoo is in Quebec. So just a little information.
I remember.
What's that?
Smoo, I remember.
How could you forget Smoo?
How could you?
He's unforgettable.
He is unforgettable. He truly is, and he had. So a lot of you may know that I'm a big fan of Penn and Teller's show Foolish, and I was watching some clips a couple of nights back last week, and there was a Forget, a magician young man named Forget from Quebec, Canada. And come to find out, Captain Smooth says he's probably a distant relative, because when I asked him, I said, is Forget like Smith in America? Quite common. And he said, yes. Let's see. Special. My last name is special. My last name is really Forget. Very good. Davey, you got this week's in history already signed up?
Yep.
Ready to go?
Yes, I do.
Well, it's sponsored by Dick's Wings, ladies and gentlemen. We want everybody to try their lunch at Dick's Wings and have a good time. Dick's Wings has a great lunch special starting around $8.99. Some great burgers, some great hot dogs. You can't get a better lunch special than that. And I do understand that they have a special. It's either on Monday or Tuesday, and forgive me for not knowing which day, but it is a very, very good hamburger special, and I think it's on Tuesdays. And if it is on Tuesdays, then it reminds me of Davey Longwood, because Davey wants a hamburger today so he can pay you on Tuesday. All right, Davey, go ahead and put it in there.
Welcome to This Week in History, sponsored by our good friends at Dick's Wings Bar and Grill. Wings, salads, wraps, quesadillas, and more. No matter what your taste buds crave, they've got you covered. We begin this week in history in the year 1692. Last people hanged for witchcraft, 8 in the U.S., 19 hanged overall, with 6 other deaths during the Salem witch trials. 1849. Harriet Tubman first escaped slavery in Maryland with 2 of her brothers. 1850. U.S. Congress passes Fugitive Slave Law as part of Compromise of 1850. Requires slaves to be returned to their owners. 1863. Battle of Chickamauga, Georgia, near Chattanooga, begins. Union forces retreat after a couple days of fighting. 1881. Chester A. Arthur sworn in as 21st President of the United States of America. 1920. The Wall Street bombing occurs at 12:01 when a horse-drawn wagon explodes on Wall Street, New York, killing 38 and injuring 143. 1932. British actress Peg Entwistle, 24, commits suicide by jumping from the letter H in the Hollywoodland, now Hollywood sign in Los Angeles, California. 1940. U.S. President FDR signs Selective Training and Service Act, first U.S. peacetime draft. 1947. The Central Intelligence Agency officially comes into existence after being established by President Truman in July. 1951. A Streetcar Named Desire, film directed by Elia Kazan, based on Tennessee Williams' 1947 play of the same name, starring Marlon Brando and Vivien Leigh, premieres at the Warner Theater, New York City. 1960. Life magazine celebrates artist Anne Mary, Grandma Moses' 100th birthday by putting her on their cover. 1961. Car 54, Where Are You? Premieres on US TV. 1963. The Outer Limits premieres on ABC TV. 1976. Playboy releases U.S. presidential candidate Jimmy Carter's interview, which includes the quote, "I've looked at a lot of women with lust." And finally, in 2000, Farm Aid 13, held in Bristow, Virginia. Performers include Willie Nelson, Neil Young, John Mellencamp, Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young, Arlo Guthrie, Sawyer Brown, Alan Jackson, Travis Tritt, North Mississippi All-Stars, Bare Naked Ladies, and Tipper Gore. And that was This Week in History.
And what Tipper Gore do on stage?
Why was Tipper Gore on that list of
That's a weird
luminaries?
one. I'm going to have to look that one up. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I did not do a mail call or from the captain's desk this week. We had a busy weekend, and I knew we would be really talking about other things going on, and with Scarlett's birthday.
Mhm.
And we're going to see you in Panama City, right?
Yes, you'll see me in Panama City.
Are you making plans to come to our Pirate Fest in St. Augustine the first weekend of February?
Absolutely.
Mark it on your calendar because we're going to extend it to an extra half a day, so it'll be a day and a half event.
Okay, the first week of February, you said?
Yep, which is actually the 1st and 2nd of February.
Awesome.
And as always, because of our relationship, whatever we'll strike a very good accord.
Well, I brought Dearheart's doodads last year, not the photo booth, and I did much better.
Yep, and I think if you want to do it again, let's work on it. We're working on some other kinks, but it actually was a fairly successful event last year.
Yeah, we
So-
had a good time, and extending it an extra half a day is easier on the breakdown.
I think so too. I think we're going to try to extend it to Sunday, starting at about 10, maybe 9:30 in the morning, because we've got plans to do a pirate breakfast,
Okay.
and then extend it up to about 3 o'clock. That way, everybody can shut down and probably be done packed and gone by 6, 7, or 8 o'clock at night.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. I like that.
All right, very good. We'll be posting up more about that soon. We always also like to give all of our guests the last word. So it's your birthday. I'm going to give you a chance to say the last words for you, and then I'm going to turn to Ryan. So first, what do you have to say?
Thanks for having me.
Well, we love you very much, Scarlett, and it's always great to have you as part of the show. You are really quite a big part of the show, because we started on Talk Like a Pirate Day, and every year, here you are.
Yep.
And I know that you have no plans to do anything else but be with us every time. So
Every time.
there you go. Very good. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you
You
so
look
much.
wonderful for 24.
Actually, I looked it up, and it's actually 29.
Is it really?
Yes. It was started in 1995.
All right. Very good. So it is 29. Well, I got to remember that now. Very good. And if anybody wants to really catch up, David, do you have a quick email, or not an email, but a website for Parlay 8?
Oh, parlay.
I want to make sure that Parlay 8 gets a little bit of extra acknowledgement here, because they're doing a special show on Thursday night, and I happen to know that one of the actual creators of Talk Like a Pirate Day is their guest on their show. And if you want to meet one of the creators,
exciting.
what's that?
That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
Is it Chum Bucket or the other one?
Yeah, the other one.
I always remember Chum Bucket and always forget the other one.
Slappy or Chum. It's one or the other. I'm not telling you which one.
I have one of their books.
What's that?
I have one of the books that they wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Jim put up there, Tipper Gore
Played
drums for Willie Nelson at the concert.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting.
I hope that's true.
All right. And to our good friend Ryan from the
Hey.
Pirate Dinner Theater, give us some last words. Tell us
Yeah,
what you
man.
like.
If you find yourself in Orlando, Florida, or Buena Park, California, come check us out at Pirates Dinner Adventure. We'd love to show you a grand old time. It's great for the whole family. It's a great show for the whole family. And in select days until October 31st, we're doing Vampirates, our special spooky season show. So if that be more up your alley, come check that out. Check us out at the Decades on the Beach Rockin' Pirate Festival. Nautical by Nature, my pirate band's going to be playing
That is
on
next weekend.
Saturday. That's this Saturday.
This Saturday coming up.
Yeah. And and me and my buddy Rob do silly unboxing videos on YouTube. If you look for Juice Bird Media, you can find those. Otherwise, if you anytime you come to Orlando, just try to enjoy some of the other entertainment that's offered, not just the theme park stuff, which is great. but help us all out and just try to support everything.
Yeah, you
out
can't
there.
spend the whole time at Disney or
I
Universal.
mean, you can, and they want you to, but we're there to show you that there's some other stuff out there that's certainly worthy of your time.
There is. There's a lot of other entertainment there, and I spent a weekend down there a couple of years back because the Society of American Magicians annual event was there, and so I spent some time down there. So it's a great time. It's a great show. We have great guests on the show tonight. And speaking of guests, Davey, do we have a poster or something to show some of our guests coming up? Oh, wait, there's that picture. Very
I got that
good.
picture, and give me that too. You can actually watch the actual when they signed.
Ah, very good. And that's
Go to
the
that
Pirate
YouTube.
Lords of the Great Lakes. And I think somewhere in here I may have, let's see, I do. Let's see if I can get it up here. So here are the names. From left to right is Admiral Morgan for Lake Huron, the Dutchman, Lake Ontario, Count de Booty, Lake Michigan.
There it is.
Captain Timber Gray, Wolf of Lake Erie, and Captain Graybeard of Lake Superior. Those are your Lords of the Brethren of the Great Lakes right there. And I think, Zachary, if it's possible, maybe we can figure a way to do a streaming in of as many of them as possible in a show maybe after the first of the year. Let's see what we can do to make it happen. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Davey, do we have something to show about our guests in the future?
Oh, we do. I just want to make sure that I got that in there for them.
Good enough. All right, I can hardly wait to hear Mini Mayhem's reveal of the joke of the week. I can see, I will try to get the Lords on board for coming onto the show. I'd appreciate that, Zachary. I'll give you some dates in the next day or two, and we'll see if we can work with it. Scarlett is just shaking with anticipation at the end of this joke. So go ahead.
I am not.
Okay, it's time for the answer to the joke of the week. Why did the pirate captain always fly his flag upside down? The answer is he wanted to flag down passing ships.
That was deeply troubling.
That was terrible.
Mini Mayhem's lucky he's there and I have no powder.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
We always like to say thank you in style, ladies and gentlemen, and it's about time for us to redo this thank you video. But for now, enjoy this thank you video to everybody we have.
The Captain's Quarters podcast is indeed a ship sailing the seas of the world, always in search of history, knowledge, and adventure. It takes a crew to run a ship, so we take this opportunity to thank those who help keep this ship afloat.
The cast and crew: Captain William Mayhem, Navigator Davy Longwood, Gunner Hellfire Henley, Cartographer Mandy Joe, the Powder Monkey, and Juan Cam.
Helping others gives a crew purpose. Our treasured charities that we support: Inc., investing in kids; the Humane Society of St. Johns County; Alia's Acres, a no-kill animal rescue zone; and the Cadets of the St. Johns County Fire Department. The four major charities that we support, but there's always room for more.
You too can be part of the crew and support the show in many ways. Go to Patreon. A small monthly contribution as Powder Monkey or First Mate memberships, or a single contribution. PayPal, or Venmo. Go to YouTube, hit the like and follow buttons to join our ranks and support the show. It does take a crew. Thank you.
Very good, Davey. And our platforms, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and that last one is a new one, ladies and gentlemen, Twitch. So there are 4 platforms that you can actually watch us on. What about Spotify? Oh, Spotify's down there too. You can listen to us on iHeart Music, Amazon Music, Twitter, Castbox, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 platforms, ladies and gentlemen, that we're on. That's pretty good.
That's good.
I'm happy with that. Very good. And what are our numbers like now, Davey? Are they good? Man, we're just shy of that 1,600. 1,600 is a great number for pirates, but we're going to have to then bump it up to 1,700.
Yeah.
All right.
To the golden age.
When we hit 1,700, we're going to have to do something really special because that's the golden age of piracy. If you have a question, ladies and gentlemen, or you have an idea, a thought, a process, even a complaint, there's our email. I'll accept complaints, but if you give us a complaint, don't make it just a whiny complaint. Give us some extra information on maybe what we can do to fix that problem.
Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism is absolutely right. I prefer that over anything else. Destructive criticism helps nobody, especially in this day and age right now.
Kind of fun sometimes, though.
It can be. But ladies and gentlemen, there's our show. We've had a good time. Scarlett, we hope you have a wonderful birthday because your birthday is actually Thursday, right?
It's actually Thursday.
Yes. And has that man of yours got a plan for you yet?
I don't know.
Is he hiding around the corner?
He's actually not here.
Oh, all right.
So we're in the process of combining our 2 households.
Yeah.
But he's been building a room because I kind of have 4 cats and they need their own space. Anybody want a cat, by the way?
No, I have 4 of my own, and I'm having a problem with them, thinking that my pirate room is a great place to leave little puddles now.
Dude, I'm having the same problem.
I think cats are rebelling all over the world right now.
They really are.
All right. Well, it was a good show, and I hope you have a great birthday. Everybody watch Parlay 8 on Thursday night. And we will catch everybody next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Notice how I got that in there. You know why? Because we do have a show planned with Batgirl from the shows and the granddaughter of the man that created everything known as Batman. Both of them were at the con, and we hopefully will have them in the show in the new year, 2025. So we have a lot of interesting, exciting shows coming up. So let's see what happens. As always, we thank you, but we have a special way to thank you. Right, Davey?
Right.
There it is. Mandy, are you ready? Go ahead, Mr. Davey.
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always. We can't do it without you. Although we could, it just wouldn't be as much fun. We appreciate everybody here. We'll see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Captain Quarters Podcast. Take her out, Davey. Take her out.
Cheers.
Down the history's embrace, Captain's quarters sets the pace.